Hey everybody, this is Talkative Carl, back again playing some more Yugioh Legacy of the Duelist. This will be part 2 of my favorite Yugioh Archetype decks. It's possible I can finish, the last little remnants today, but we'll see. Yeah, so let's hop right into it. Of course, if you like the channel, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff to Talkative Carl on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. And you can check out my Patreon. Links are in the description. First archetype for today is check out my part 1 that's up on the channel as well. Excuse me. All right. Today this will be we'll start off with the Gladiator deck. Now for this little slot, I'll be like deleting this and swapping out to the next one because I don't want to touch any other slots because those are the permanent ones. All right, yeah, these slots are permanent, although don't necessarily need the Claudian deck, to be honest with you. Matter of fact, now I'm thinking about it, it's cool and all, but yeah, I don't really need Adrian Gecko, to be honest with you, but everything else I definitely need. But we'll get to that later. Matter of fact, I should have done that before I aired it, damn it, but it's okay. All right, Gladiator. Damn it, I probably should have saved the Cosmo thing. God dog it. Well, I'll straighten it out later. Gladiators. Yeah, based off of, gladiatorial arenas, themes of Romans, well, I say Greek, but like the Roman Empire. Colosseum, Cage of the Gladiator Beast. Place 1 counter on this card each time a monster is special summoned from either player's deck. All Gladiator Beast monsters gain 100 attack and defense for each of these counters on this card. If this card would be destroyed by card effect, you can discard 1 Colosseum, Cage of the Gladiator Beast to prevent this card from being destroyed. Gladiator Beast Battle Archfiend Shield. Equipped only to a Gladiator Beast monster. If the equipped monster will be destroyed, destroy this card instead. When this card is sent to your graveyard because the equipped monster you control was shuffled into your deck, return this card to your hand. Yeah, that's another thing. The theme of the Gladiator Beast is that normally they don't go right back in. They don't go, well, once you put something on the field, they usually are shuffled back into the deck. Rarely do they go in the graveyard. Gladiator Beast Battle Gladius, or short sword, for the to simplify it. Equip only to a Gladiator Beast monster. It gains 300 attack when the equipped monster is returned. When the equipped monster is returned from your side of the field to the deck, and this card is sent to the graveyard, return this card to your hand. Gladiator Beast Battle Halberd. Equip only to a Gladiator Beast monster. When it attacks, destroy 1 spell or trap card at the end of the damage step. When the equipped monster is returned to return this to the hand. Same thing. Gladiator Beast Battle Manica. Equip only to a Gladiator Beast. It cannot be destroyed by battle. Damage calculation is applied normally. When this equipped monster is returned to the field, return this card to your hand. Yeah. Gladiator Beast Respite. Shuffle 2 Gladiator Beast cards into your hand, from your hand into the deck, then draw 3 cards. Gladiator Proving Ground. Add 1 level 4 or lower Gladiator Beast monster from your deck to your hand. Gladiator Taming. It'd be odd to see somebody getting whipped, but what? This is Gladiator Beast. If face-up Gladiator Beast monster is on the field, activate one of these effects. Select one face-up monster your opponent controls and change its battle position. Select one face-up Gladiator Beast monster your opponent controls and take control of it until the end phase. Gladiator's Return. Target 3 Gladiator Beast cards in your graveyard. Shuffle all 3 targets into the deck, then draw 1 card. Indomitable Gladiator Beast. Target face-up Gladiator Beast monsters you control gain 500 attack until the end phase. While this card is in your graveyard, you can return 2 Gladiator Beast cards from your graveyard to the deck to return this card to your hand. Defensive Tactics. If you control a face-up Gladiator Beast monster for the rest of this turn, monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle. Any battle damage you take is reduced to 0. After this card resolves, put it on the bottom of your deck. Disarm. Return 1 Gladiator Beast card from your hand to the deck and negate the activation and effect of a spell card and destroy it. Double Tag Team. Activate only when you special summon a Gladiator Beast monster. Special summon 1 level 4 or lower Gladiator Beast monster from your hand or deck. Gladiator Beast War Chariot. When an effect monster's effect is activated, if you control a face-up Gladiator Beast monster, negate the activation and destroy it. Gladiator Lash. Activate only when you special summon a Gladiator Beast monster. Your opponent discards 1 card of their choice. Parry. Return 1 Gladiator Beast card from your hand to the deck and negate the activation and effect of a trap card and destroy it. Trojan Gladiator Beast. Special summon 1 Gladiator Beast monster from your hand or to your side of the field, then draw 1 card. Gladiator Beast Andel. This one-eyed warrior bear is an aggressive hunter that strikes down its prey with the powerful swipes of his claws. No one can bear the brunt of his tremendous fast and heavy blows. Gotta love the puns. Gladiator Beast Alexander, based off Alexander the Great. At least a couple of these cards are. This card cannot be special summoned except by the effect of Gladiator Beast Demakari. If this card was special summoned, it is unaffected by the effects of spell cards. At the end of the battle phase, if this card attacked or was attacked, you can return it to the deck to special summon 1 Gladiator Beast monster from your deck, except Alexander. Augustus, based off Saint Augustus. When this card is special summoned by the effect of a Gladiator Beast monster, you can special summon 1 Gladiator Beast monster from your hand in defense position. Shuffle it into the deck during the end phase. At the end of the battle phase, if this card attacked or was attacked, you can shuffle it into the deck, special summon 1 Gladiator Beast monster. It's I'm just gonna go by the unique effects from this moment forward. Bestari. If this card is special summoned by the effect of a Gladiator Beast monster, target 1 spell or trap card on the field, destroy that target. Gladiator Beast Darius. When this card is special summoned by the effect of Gladiator Beast monster, you can target 1 Gladiator Beast monster in your graveyard, special summon that target, but its effects is negated by this card, and shuffle it into the deck when this card leaves the field. The Macari. It can attack twice during each battle phase. At the end of the phase, if this card attacked or was attacked, you can return it to the deck. Ikesti. Target 1 Gladiator Beast card in your graveyard, add that target to your hand. Uplumus. Its original defense becomes 2400. Lanista. Target one gladiator beast monster in your graveyard, banish that target, and this card's name becomes the target's name until the end phase. Laquari. Its original attack becomes 2100. Murmillo. Target one face-up monster, destroy that target. Octavius. Target one face-down spell or trap card in the spell and trap card zone, destroy that target. Witerari. You can remove from play one card from your opponent's graveyard. Semonite. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can add one Gladiator Beast card from your deck to your hand. Secutor. If this card was special summoned by the effect of a Gladiator Beast monster, then at the end of any battle phase in which this card attacked or was attacked, special summon two Gladiator Beast monsters from your deck. Spartacus. We are Spartacus. I'm Spartacus. When this card is special summoned, add one Gladiator Beast equipped spell card from your deck to your hand. Thorax. At the end of any battle phase this card attacked or was attacked, you can return it to the deck to draw one card. Tagarius. You can discard one Gladiator Beast card to add one Gladiator Beast monster from your deck to your hand. Testate. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one level 4 or lower Gladiator Beast monster from your deck. Test Tiger. If you control a face-up Gladiator Beast monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can tribute this card to target one face-up Gladiator Beast monster you control, shuffle that target into the deck, then special summon one Gladiator Beast from your deck and treat it as if it was special summoned by the effect of a Gladiator Beast monster. Izadari. Just requires the two Gladiator Beast monsters to summon it. No unique effect. Geodias. Requires Spartacus and one other Gladiator Beast monster to summon by returning the above cards. When this card destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the defense of the attacked monster. Geozarus. When this card is special summoned, you can target up to 2 cards on the field, destroy those targets. Heraklinos. Requires Lakari and 2 Gladiator Beast monsters. During either player's turn, and when a spell or trap card is activated, you can discard one card, negate the activation, and destroy it. This card must be face up on the field to affect and resolve this effect. To activate and resolve this effect. And finally, Necrochius requires 3 Gladiator Beast. If this card attacked or was attacked, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. Okay. Try this. I remember liking the Gladiator Beast set, but it's been a while since I played it. There you go. This is what I have to do. Well, they're all useless at this point. Okay. There we go. Okay. Jeez, like I said, it's been a minute. I'm just playing this tonight. I gotta get back to binge watching some more Death Note for a new TV show review for this month of Halloween. Also, new movie videos for Halloween this theme month. For this week, you know, not only the new James Bond movie I'll be reviewing, but also the what's the name, Hocus Pocus and Halloween Town. Yeah, all this Friday. The first time I actually seen this deck utilized in action is Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 in the final season. I guess some wild Tarzan like kid. Okay. Okay. And leave it here for now. All right, here we go. Okay. And no. And I got two of those. We have to get rid of them because they cost something. Okay. Not exactly a win I was expecting, but I'll take it. Now, do Noble Knights. Like really pushing this King Arthur theme into this deck. All right. Swap these out. Take a 2 minutes, more than likely. Second. These. No. Okay, for the standard stuff. Oh, I just finished the, well, only saw a couple of the What If series, but I caught the highlights for most of it. But I did, watch fully the last episode and episode 2 with T'Challa being Star-Lord. It was really good, but overall, in general, the animation is fantastic. But more than likely, they'll do another season of What If. Because now we come into phase 4, it'll be interesting, like, what little phase 4 stuff they might do, play around with. Probably even the, like, the TV show series, like, I don't know, shoot, like Falcon and Winter Soldier or something. Oh, just I might, put in Royal Decree. Not much trap card support here. Oh. What's this? Activate only during your opponent's turn by phase. Select one random card from your opponent's hand and look at it. Once the selected card or card with the same name is normal summon, activate by the end of your next turn. Click 1000 damage to your opponent. If the selected card with the same name is normal summon or activated by the end of your next turn. It'd be fun to try out. And oh, haven't used this in a long time, and it's, you know, it's just nostalgia because Jade and Yugi used it. Oh. Keep that right now and just let's read them off. Okay, the Noble Knights. Okay, yeah. All right. Last chapter of the Noble Knights. If your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, you can target one Noble Arms equipped spell card and one appropriate Noble Knight monster in your graveyard. Also summon that monster, and if you do, equip that spell card to that appropriate monster. You can only activate this once per turn. Noble Arms Tier. Might be butchering most of these old English names, so pardon me. You can only control one of these, equip only to a warrior type monster. Once per turn, you can target one set card your opponent controls. The equipped monster loses 500 attack, and if it does, destroy that target. Noble Arms Caliburn. There's a lot of Excalibur types here for equipped swords. You can only control one Caliburn, equipped only to a warrior type monster. It gains 500 attack. Once per turn, you gain 500 life points. If this face-up card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can target one warrior type Noble Knight monster you control. Equip this card to that target. Noble Arms Excalibur cannot be targeted by an opponent's card effects. During your turn, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Noble Knight Xyz monster you control. Supposed to summon from your extra deck one Noble Knight Xyz monster with a different name by using that target as the Xyz material. Hey. Noble Arms Galatine. It gains the warrior type monster. It gains 1000 attack. During each of your standby phases, it loses 200 attack. If this face-up card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can target one warrior type Noble Knight monster you control. Equip this card to that target. Noble Arms of Destiny. You can activate only one of Noble Arms of Destiny. Once per turn, the equipped monster cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects. If this face-up card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can target one warrior type noble knight monster you control, equip this card to that target. Noble Knights of the Round Table. During your end phase, you can activate each of these effects up to once per turn, depending on the total number of Noble Knight cards with different names in your graveyard and or you control. 3 or more, send one Noble Knight from your deck to the graveyard. 6 or more, supposed to summon one Noble Knight monster from your hand, then you can equip one Noble Arms equipped spell card from your hand to that monster. 9 or more, target one Noble Knight monster in your graveyard, add that target to your hand. 12, draw one card. Avalon. Target 5 Noble Knight monsters in your graveyard, including at least one Artorigus monster and at least one Lanceline monster. Banish those targets, and if you do, destroy all cards on the field. Obviously, it's King Arthur and Lancelot. Okay. Noble Knight Artorigus. No one shall ever know the truth behind that fateful day. Artorigus went forth to where the brilliant sword lay. 'Twas the first of many feats so great, a legend through and through. We sing of him, Artorigus, the noble knight, the noble and the brave, from the tales of the noble knights. Guinevere of Queen of the Noble Arms. You can target one Noble Knight monster you control, equip this card from your hand or graveyard to that target. You can only use this effect once per turn. The equipped monster gains 300 attack. Apply the appropriate effect depending on the attribute of the equipped monster. Light, if the equipped monster would be destroyed by a card effect, you can destroy this card instead. Dark, if this equipped monster battles an opponent's monster at the start of the damage step, you can destroy that monster and then destroy this card. A Noble Knight of Black Lancelane. You can send one face-up light normal monster you control to the graveyard, plus to summon this card from your hand or graveyard. You can tribute one Noble Knight monster, add one Noble Arms card from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Lancelane once per turn. You can only control one Black Lancelane. Lady of the Lake. Cannot be used as a synchro material except for the synchro summon of a warrior type monster. If this card is destroyed by a synchro summon, banish it. When this card is normal summon, you can target one Noble Knight normal monster in your graveyard, also summon that target. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one level 5 Noble Knight monster you control, reduce this level by 1, and if you do, special summon this card from the graveyard. Merlin. You can only use each effect of Merlin once per turn. 1, you can tribute this card, special summon one Noble Knight monster from your deck. You cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate this effect except Noble Knight monsters. 2nd, during either player's turn, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon one Noble Knight synchro monster using monsters you control. 3rd, during either player's turn, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Immediately after that, Exceed summon one Noble Knight Exceeds monster using monsters you control. Noble Knight Bedware. When this card is normal or special summon, you can send one Noble Arms equipped spell card from your deck to the graveyard. During either player's turn, you can target one Noble Arms equipped spell card and one appropriate monster on the field. Equip that equipped spell card to that appropriate monster. This effect can only be used once while this card is face up on the field. Noble Knight Boars. This card is treated as a normal monster while face up on the field. While equipped with a normal arms equipped spell card, this card becomes an effect monster with these effects. This card becomes dark and its level is increased by 1. During your main phase, you can reveal 3 normal arms cards from your deck, have your opponent randomly add one of them to the hand, and send the rest to the graveyard. You can only use this effect once per turn. Noble Knight Brothers. This card can only attack if you control exactly 3 Noble Knight monsters and no other monsters. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon up to 2 Noble Knight monsters from your hand. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the rest of this turn for the rest of this turn except Noble Knight monsters. Once per turn, you can target up to 3 Noble Knights and or Noble Arms cards in your graveyard, shuffle all 3 into the deck, then draw 1 card. Sorry, off the mic, my throat was dry. I think I'm missing a synchro monster. Noble Knight Driston. While you control another Noble Knight monster, your opponent cannot target your monsters with less than 1800 attack except this card for attacks or with card effects. If a Noble Arms equipped spell card is equipped to this card, target 1 face-up card on the field, destroy that target. You can only use this effect once per turn. Noble Knight Iktar. You banish 2 Noble Knight monsters from your graveyard, special summon this card from your hand or graveyard. You can only use this effect of Noble Knight Iktar once per turn. A synchro or exceeds summon of a Noble Knight monster using this card as a material cannot be negated. Also, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when that monster is special summoned. Alright, listen. I feel like that was more synchros, but oh well. Noble Knight Gawain. If you control a light normal monster, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. Noble Knight Galahad. This card is treated as a normal monster while face up on the field. While equipped with a Noble Arms equipped spell card, this card becomes an effect monster with this effect. You can target 1 Noble Knight monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand, and if you do, destroy 1 Noble Arms equipped spell card you control. You can only use this effect once per turn. Noble Knight Joan, based off of Guardian Saint Joan, or just Saint Joan in real life. The Maid of Orleans, to be exact. If you don't know who that is, Google her. She's a very interesting historical figure, very prominent and respected in France. If this card attacks, it loses 300 attack during the damage step only. If this card in your possession is destroyed by your opponent's card, either by battle or effect, and sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, then target 1 level 4 or lower warrior type monster in your graveyard, add that target to your hand. Noble Knight Madrot. This card is treated as a normal monster while face up on the field. While equipped with the Noble Arms equipped spell card, this card becomes an effect monster with this effect. This card becomes dark and its level is increased by 1. Once per turn, if you control no other monsters, you can special summon 1 Noble Knight monster from your deck in defense position, except Madrot. And if you do, destroy 1 equipped spell card you control. Noble Knight Pyridor. While equipped with a noble arms equipped spell card, this card becomes dark and its level is increased by 1. If this card is sent to the graveyard while equipped with a noble arms equipped spell card, target one noble arms card in your graveyard, add that target to your hand. Ignoble Knight High Lanceline. When this card is synchro summoned, you can equip one noble arms equipped spell card from your deck to this card. At the end of the battle phase, if this card is destroyed, a monster if this card destroys a monster by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can add one noble knight or noble arms card from your deck to your hand. You can only control one Lanceline. Artorgus, let's call him Arthur. Arthur, King of the Noble Knights. When this card is XC summoned, you can target up to 3 noble arms equipped spell cards with different names in your graveyard. Equip those targets to this card. Once per turn, you can detach one Xyz material from this card, destroy any number of spell or trap cards on the field up to the number of noble arms equipped spell cards you control. Sacred Noble Knight of King Arthur. When this card is XYZ summoned, you can target up to 3 noble arms equipped spell cards with different names in your graveyard. Equip those targets to this card. Once per turn, you can detach one Xyz material from this card, then target one other monster on the field and destroy this card. Destroy that card. Target. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target one level 4 or higher noble knight monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. Whew. Okay. Go with the noble knights. Go. Shoot. Oh, screw it. Was gonna do this anyway, kind of wasted Merlin, but it's whatever. Don't get any no more arms yet. Nope. They use a lot of trap cards, so Royal Decree is very useful. Don't use this trap card much, but every once in a while. I can't believe I got no noble arms in my hand. That's a shame. I'll do another. Cause I kind of felt like a little lackluster. Okay, got nothing in my hand now. Sweet Christmas. Dang off, you know, I was, watching a kind of like a podcast, and I mentioned, about like certain, because after playing Ghost of Tsushima, I was thinking to myself, okay, we like well, specifically in like movies, we had like a lot through, like, since like hell, well, I'm not even gonna go that far back, bogged down with the like years, but it's been like a long while. Through the course of the years, we had like probably several different movies based off of King Arthur or Robin Hood, and it's very little like we get from certain movies based off of other based off of other cultures in the world. So little. I'm not saying it's not any, but honestly, it's like it'd be cool to see like movies based off of African culture, because it's been like history long. I made a video about this like earlier this year around like February, about one of my first few on camera videos. There's been like a little, after like the movie like Soul, you will figure that there'll be like tons of tons of movies based off of, like, you know, other cultures, because like African culture had like because the African culture like is rich with history long before and the colonizers ever showed up. You know, we had our own, you know, pantheon. You know, like the Greek and Romans, like they like, you know, pantheon's been like, you know, out the wazoo in different games and movies. And it's like, you know, Africa had their own set of beliefs before Christianity was pushed on us. And I did a video about that, and it's like I want to see more of that. And same thing with like Native American and you know, Japanese. I think we're getting like a good handful of Viking stuff, but you know, Hindu and like, you know, that kind of thing. It's like, you know, show a little more of that. You know, I think we're done with like King Arthur stuff for quite a while, and they usually don't beat that good. Once per turn. Okay, now let's go with another deck. Monarchs. make this easier, so see if I can remember. Where is it? Hoping I can just like quickly look. Ah, crap. I'm gonna have to look it up. Crap. And here from the picture that I took, clearly. But while I'm here, I'm looking at head. And okay. Oh, Oh, Vasil. That was this. I was looking for. I'm missing. What is it? I'm missing something here. Doesn't what I have right now doesn't line up with what picture I took. Oh, I didn't include like the light monarch, that's probably why. Okay. There we go. It is tree-born frog. He at the bottom. This probably a good idea to add this. All right, here we go. All right, Monarchs. All right, the main of the true Monarchs. While you have no cards in your extra deck and you are the only player that controls a tribute summon monster, your opponent cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. If a tribute summoned monster you control is attacks an opponent's monster, it gains 800 attack during damage calculation only. Once per turn, you can reduce the level of one monster with 2800 attack and 1000 defense in your hand by 2 until the end of this turn, even after they are summoned or set, and even if this card leaves the field. Frost Blast of the Monarchs. If you control a monster with 2400 or more attack and 1000 defense, target one set card on the field, destroy it. You can banish this card and one Monarch spell or trap card from your graveyard, then target one set card on the field, destroy it. March of the Monarchs. Tribute summon monsters you control cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. Pantheism of the Monarchs. Send one Monarch spell or trap card from your hand to the graveyard, draw 2 cards. You can banish this card from your graveyard, reveal 3 Monarch spell or trap cards from your deck. Your opponent chooses one for you to add to your hand. You shuffle the rest back into your deck. You can only use this effect once per turn. Return of the Monarchs. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. When you tribute summon a monster, you can activate one of these effects. Add from your deck to your hand one monster with 2400 attack and 1000 defense with a different name from that tribute summon monster. Or add from your deck to your hand one monster with 2800 attack and 1000 defense with a different name. The tribute summon monster must be face up on the field to activate and to resolve this effect. Of course, yeah, Snatch Steel, Soul Exchange to help with the summoning. Strike of the Monarchs. You can tribute one face up level 5 or higher normal summon set monster, then target one face up card on the field. Negate its effects, then draw 1 card. During your main phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, then declare 1 attribute. All face up monsters currently on the field become that attribute until the end of this turn. Tenacity of the Monarchs. Reveal 1 monster in your hand with 2400 attack and 1000 defense, or 2800 attack and 1000 defense. Add 1 Monarch spell or trap card from your deck to your hand, except Tenacity. You can only activate this once per turn. The Monarch Stormforth. During this turn, if you would tribute a monster or monsters for a tribute summon, you can tribute 1 monster your opponent controls as if you controlled it. You can only activate this once per turn. During the turn you activate this card, you cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck, which won't be a problem because this deck, if it's built kind of like this, is not required to have any kind of monster that is needed for a special summon, like Synchro, Fusion, etc. Escalation of the Monarchs. Once per turn during your opponent's main phase, your opponent can or your opponent's battle phase, you can immediately activate it after this effect resolves. Tribute summon 1 monster. Oath of Championship. If you control no monsters that were special summoned from the extra deck, target one face-up monster your opponent controls that was special summoned from the extra deck. Take control of it until the end phase. You cannot special summon during the turn you activate this card. The First Monarch. Special summon this card as an effect monster. Fiend type dark, level 6, attack 1000, defense 2400. If summoned this way, you can discard one card, then declare one attribute. This card becomes that attribute and can be treated as two attributes for the tribute summon of a monster with the same attribute as this card. If this card was summoned this way, you cannot special summon monsters except monsters with this card's attribute. The Monarchs Awaken. If you have no cards in your extra deck, target one face-up tribute summon monster you control. Its effects are negated. Also is unaffected by the effects of cards other than this card. The Monarchs Erupt. Activate this card only if you have no cards in your extra deck and you control a tribute summon monster. Negate the effects of all face-up monsters on the field while those monsters are face-up on the field except tribute summon monsters. During your end phase, if you control no tribute summon monsters, send this card to the graveyard. The Prime Monarch. Once per turn, you can target two Monarch spell or trap cards in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, then draw one card. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish one other Monarch spell or trap card from your graveyard. Special summon this card in defense position as a normal monster, fairy type, light, level 5, 1000 attack, 2400 defense. This card is not treated as a trap card. You can only use this effect once per turn. Agmaral, the Phoenix Monarch. When this card is tribute summoned, you can banish one spell card from your graveyard, add one card with the same name as the banished spell card from your deck to your hand. Berlineth, the Firestorm Vasil. You can discard one card, special summon this card from your hand. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from their extra deck for the rest of this turn. If this card is tributed for a tribute summon, you can look at your opponent's hand and banish one card from their hand until the end phase. You can only use this effect once per turn. Caius, the Mega Monarch. You can tribute summon this card by tributing one tribute summon monster. If this card is tribute summoned, target one card on the field, banish it, and if you do, inflict 1000 damage to your opponent. Then if it is a dark monster card, banish all cards with that name from the hand, main deck, extra deck, and graveyard of the player who controlled it. If this card was tribute summoned by tributing a dark monster, add this additional effect. You can target two cards instead. Caius, the Shadow Monarch. If this card is tribute summoned, target one card on the field, banish that target, and if you do, inflict 1000 damage to your opponent if it's a dark monster. Delg, the Dark Monarch. When this card is normal or special summoned, you can target up to two cards in your opponent's graveyard. Banish that targets, then send the same number of cards from the top of their deck to the graveyard. This card cannot attack during the turn it is normal or special summoned. Eda, the Heavenly Squire. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can special summon one monster with 800 attack and 1000 defense from your deck in defense position, except Eda. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one of your banished Monarch spell or trap cards, add it to your hand. You can only use each effect of Eda once per turn. Ether, the Heavenly Monarch. You can tribute summon this card by tributing one tribute summon monster. If this card is tribute summoned, you can send two Monarch spell or trap cards with different names from your hand and or deck to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon one monster with 2400 or more attack and 1000 defense from your deck, but return it to the hand during the end phase. During your opponent's main phase, if this card is in your hand, you can banish one Monarch spell or trap card from your graveyard. Immediately after this effect resolve, tribute summon this card. This is a quick effect. Erebus, the Underworld Monarch. You can tribute summon this card by tributing one tribute summon monster. If this card is tribute summoned, you can send two Monarch spell or trap cards with different names from your hand and or deck to the graveyard, and if you do, shuffle one card from your opponent's hand at random, graveyard, or their side of the field into the deck. Once per turn during either player's main phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can discard one Monarch spell or trap card, then target one monster in your graveyard with 2400 or more attack and 1000 defense added to your hand. Isher, the Frost Vassal. If your opponent controls two or more cards in their spell or trap card zones, you can special summon this card from your hand. Garum, the Storm Vassal. You can return one tribute summon monster you control to the hand. Special summon this card from your hand. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck. If this card is tributed for a tribute summon, you can add one monster with 800 attack and 1000 defense from your deck to your hand, except Garum. Grand Marg, the Mega Monarch. You can tribute summon this card by tributing one tribute summon monster. When this card is tribute summoned, target up to 2 set cards on the field, destroy those targets. If this card was tribute summoned by tributing an Earth monster, add this addition effect. Draw one card after that. Grand Marg, the Rock Monarch. If this card is tribute summoned, target one set card on the field, destroy that target. Caius, the Light Monarch. When this card is normal or special summoned, you can target up to two cards on the field, destroy those targets, and if you do, each player can draw one card for each of the cards they control that was destroyed by this effect. This card cannot attack during the turn it's normal or special summoned. Landrobe, the Rock Vassal. If this card is in your hand, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn. Also, special summon this card, and if you do, change that monster to face down defense position. If this card is tributed for a tribute summon, you can target one monster with 800. I already read this. I know I did. You can target one monster with 800 attack and 1000 defense in your graveyard, except Landrobe. Lucius, the Shadow Vassal. You can banish one level 5 or higher monster from your graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn. If this card is tributed for a tribute summon, you can look at all set cards your opponent controls. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this effect's activation. You can only use this effect once per turn. Mithra, the Thunder Vassal. If this card is in your hand, you can activate this effect. You cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck. Also, special summon this card, and if you do, special summon one Vassal token, Thunder type, level 1, 800 attack, defense 1000, to your opponent's field and defense position. If this card is tributed for a tribute summon, you can activate this effect. You can tribute summon one monster during your main phase this turn, in addition to your normal summon or set this turn. Mobius, the First Monarch. When this card is tribute summoned, you can target up to 2 spell or trap cards on the field, destroy those targets. Mobius, the Mega Monarch. You can tribute summon this card by tributing one tribute summon monster. When this card is tribute summoned, you can target up to 3 spell or trap cards on the field, destroy those targets. If this was tribute summoned by tributing a water monster, add this additional effect. Your opponent cannot activate the targeted cards in response to this effect's activation. Reza, the Mega Monarch. You can tribute summon by tributing. If this card is tribute summon, target one card on the field and one card in either player's graveyard. Also, if this card was tribute summoned by tributing a wind monster, you can add this additional effect. You can target an additional card on the field. Place the first targets on the top of the deck in any order. Also, after that, return the additional target in any to the hand, if any to the hand. Rise of the Storm Monarch. If this card is tribute summoned, target one card on the field. Place that target on the top of the deck. Thestalos, the Firestorm Monarch. If this card is tribute summoned, discard one random card from your opponent's hand. Then, if it was a monster card, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its original level times 100. Thestalos, the Mega Monarch. If this card is tribute summoned, look at your opponent's hand and discard one card from their hand. Then, if it was a monster card, inflict damage to your opponent equal to this original level times 200. If this card was tribute summoned by tributing a fire monster, add this additional effect. Also inflict 1000 damage to your opponent after that. Zabarg, the Mega Monarch. You can tribute summon. If this card is tribute summoned, target one monster on the field, destroy it. Then, if it was a light monster, both players send as many cards as possible from their extra decks to the graveyard, but not more than the original level class rank of that destroyed monster. If this card was tribute summoned by tributing a light monster, add this additional effect. You choose the cards your opponent sends to the graveyard. And finally, Zabarg, the Thunder Monarch. If this card is tribute summoned, target one monster on the field, destroy that target. Whew. Okay. Here we go. Get Treeborn Frog on there. No mirror confusion for you. Might have to make a part 3. Okay. I'll save that. How many arcs did I do? I got... Oh, there's 2 more. Do Sanctuary and the Scrap. We'll include those here in this video. just to make sure it's all wrapped up. Don't want to prolong any longer. You know what I mean? Okay, let's do this. Okay. Scrappy do. Don't need that. Okay. I must scroll past it. There it is. And this went faster. Alright. Scrap deck. Got one more after this. All right, 1 second. All right. Pretty much a recycled type of deck. All right. Guts of Steel. Select 3 scrap monsters in your graveyard. Your opponent picks one of them. You special summon it to either player's side of the field and remove the rest from play. Scrap Factory. All scrap monsters gain 200 attack and defense. When a face-up scrap monster on the field is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, except during the demo step, you can special summon 1 scrap monster from your deck. You can only use this effect once per turn. Scrap Lube. Select 1 scrap monster in your graveyard. Special summon that monster from the graveyard. Its effects are negated. When this card is removed from the field, destroy that monster. When that monster is removed from the field, destroy this card. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this card. Scrap Sheen. Select 1 face-up scrap monster you control and destroy it. All face-up scrap monsters you control gain 1000 attack until the end phase. Scrap Storm. Target 1 scrap monster you control, send 1 scrap monster from your deck to the graveyard, then draw 1 card, then destroy that monster. Scrapyard. Add 1 scrap tuner monster from your deck to your hand. Supply Squad. Once per turn, if a monster you control is destroyed by battle or by card effect, draw 1 card. Goals in match. Each player can only control 1 attribute of monster. Send all other face-up monsters they control to the graveyard. Didn't need to read that, but whatever. Scrap Crash. Activate only when a scrap monster you control is destroyed and sent to the graveyard. Destroy all face-up spell and trap cards on the field. Scrap Rage. Activate only during the damage calculation. If a defense position scrap monster on the field is being attacked, it gains 2000 defense and is destroyed at the end of the battle phase. Scrap Iron Statue. When a spell or trap card that is already face up on your opponent's side of the field activates its effect, destroy that card. Also attack that set. After that, set this card face down instead of sending it to the graveyard. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 junk monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position. Scrap Beast. If this face-up defense position card is targeted for an attack at the end of the battle phase, destroy this card. If this card is destroyed by the effect of a scrap card and sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 scrap monster in your graveyard, Except beast, add that target to your hand. Scrap Breaker. If your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. When this card is special summoned this way, select one face-up scrap monster you control, destroy it. Scrap Chimera. This card cannot be used as a synchro material monster except for a synchro summon of a scrap monster, and all other synchro material monsters must also be scrap monsters. When this card is normal summoned, you can select one scrap tuner monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Scrap Goblin. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. If this face-up defense position card is selected for an attack target, destroy this card at the end of the battle phase. If this card is destroyed by the effect of a scrap card and sent to the graveyard, you can select one scrap monster in your graveyard except Goblin and add it to your hand. Scrap Golem. Once per turn, you can select one level 4 or lower scrap monster in your graveyard, special summon it to either player's side of the field. Scrap Hunter. Once per turn, you can select one face-up scrap monster you control, except this card, destroy it, and send one tuner monster from your deck to the graveyard. Scrap Kong. When this card is normal summoned, destroy it. If this card is destroyed by the effect of a scrap card and sent to the graveyard, you can select one scrap monster in your graveyard except Kong and add it to your hand. Scrap Mind Reader. Once per turn, while this card is in your graveyard, during your main phase 2, you can select one face-up scrap monster you control except Mind Reader. Destroy that monster and special summon this card from the graveyard. If you do, remove this card from play when it's removed from the field. If this card is used for a synchro material monster, all other synchro material monsters must be scrap monsters. Scrap Orthros. This card cannot be normal summoned or set. This card can only be special summoned by controlling a face-up scrap monster. When special summoned this way, select one face-up scrap monster you control, destroy it. If this card is destroyed by the effect of a scrap card and sent to the graveyard, you can select one scrap monster in your graveyard except Scrap Orthros and add it to your hand. Scrap Recycler. When this card is normal or special summoned, you can send one machine type monster from your deck to your graveyard. Once per turn, you can shuffle 2 level 4 earth machine type monsters from your graveyard into the deck, draw 1 card. Scrap Searcher. When a scrap monster you control except Scrap Searcher is destroyed and sent to the graveyard while this card is on the field, while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. When this card is special summoned, destroy all face-up monsters you control except scrap monsters. Scrap Shark. When an effect monster's effect or a spell or chop card is activated, destroy this face-up card on the field. If this card is destroyed by the effect of a scrap card and sent to the graveyard, you can send one scrap monster from the deck to the graveyard. Scrap Soldier. This card cannot be used as a synchro material monster except synchro summon of a scrap monster. If this face-up defense position card is selected for as an attack target, destroy this card at the end of the battle phase. If this card is destroyed by the effect of a scrap card and sent to the graveyard, you can select one scrap monster in your graveyard except a Scrap Soldier and add it to your hand. Scrap Worm. This card can attack your opponent directly. If this card attacks, it is destroyed at the end of the battle phase. If this card is destroyed by the effect of a scrap card and sent to the graveyard, you can select one scrap monster in your graveyard except Worm and add it to your hand. Atomic Scrap Dragon. Once per turn, you can select one card you control and up to 3 cards in your opponent's graveyard. Destroy your selected card and return the opponent's cards you selected to the deck. When this card is destroyed by your opponent's card, either by battle or by card effect, and sent to the graveyard, select one non-synchro scrap monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Scrap Archfiend. Scrap Dragon. Once per turn, you can target one card you control and one card your opponent controls. Destroy them. When this card is destroyed by your opponent's card, either by battle or card effect, and sent to the graveyard, target one non-synchro scrap monster in your graveyard. Special summon that target. Scrap Twin Dragon. Once per turn, you can select one card you control and two cards your opponent controls. Destroy the one you control and return the two your opponent controls to the hand. When this card is destroyed by your opponent's card, either by battle or by card effect, and sent to the graveyard, select one non-synchro scrap monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Effect. Sanctuary. In fact, I'm not doing Sanctuary. As a matter of fact, this one had like Lightsworn. We'll do Lightsworn instead, but didn't save that picture. But it's fine. I think I had it on the list. Oh crap. I did have it on the list, but I forgot. I had Madolche. Well, I had Kaiju, but I'm not doing Kaiju. And then Spellbook. Second here. Might have to do a third thing. But Sanctuary Agents. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do like part 3 after this, probably next week or so, so that way I could just concentrate on Lightsworn, Spellbook, and Madolche. Oh, here we go. It's alright then. I'll be better prepared next week. It will go a little faster. I'll have the decks prepared already. Okay. Do the 5Ds one. Hey. And now we're cooking with gas. We already got like a powerful beast on the field right away. That's fine, as long as I get rid of his face down cards. Here we go. He's done. All right. Yeah. I knew this video was going to be a little bit longer, mostly because I had to, you know, swap out. I don't want to edit anything, so I had to you know, I know I can do it on YouTube, I just don't feel like it's like time consuming. I don't have like people for that kind of thing, or at least you know what I mean. So you will see me like constantly like go back in and out, swapping out, just give you like a behind the scenes look of what I do every time I make a video about these things, and I have like the deck already prepared. You get to see like me like choosing what cards that, you know, I feel is appropriate. So yeah, next part 3 will be the final video with Yu-Gi-Oh for a while. I'm pretty sure, you know, I'll pop in every once in a while, but not too long, in the next month or so, probably no later than January or earlier than December, we'll have Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel, and I'll be playing it on my Xbox Series S. So that'll be like a new thing, because this game I already had for a very long time. This will be like, you know, starting from the ground up, so you guys can see me over time build an appropriate amount of decks, and you know, with, you know, better cards to make, you know, better decks than I already have, but you know, just new stuff that we have today that will be implemented in the game. So I'll see you guys not next week, the week after. I'll do the part 3. Melodolce, Light Sworn, and what was the third thing? Spellbook. So look forward to that, and I will see you guys later.